What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be checking out Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX deck. This list has been doing pretty well in the meta recently. I believe it's gotten a win and then a few top cuts at this point. All the lists have been pretty similar, utilizing like a 4-3 line of the VMAX, and then the rest of the build is just pretty similar. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is very good because both of its attacks are very good and viable in the metagame. Gale Thrust 150 for a single energy card is incredibly good. Just being able to go from just having a V in play to dealing up to 300 damage with weakness, and even more utilizing Martial Arts Dojo is just absolutely insane. And then, of course, G-Max Rapid Flow if your opponent does not have a Mew in play. This in combination with like Galarian Zigzagoon, or just using 2 G-Max Rapid Flows over the course of the game, can get you 4, 5, or even 6 prizes in some scenarios. Of course, like Galarian Zigzagoon and Scoop Up Net going to be able to help with that. We have Jirachi and Celebi just for some added consistency. All our search is pretty self-explanatory. 4-4 Marnie Research, Great Catcher, and 3 Boss as our gust effects. 2 Martial Arts Dojo just to get some extra damage. This will allow us to take out stuff like Eternatus VMAX in one hit. With Gale Thrust, take out Heatran GX. It allows you to hit extra damage with Rapid Flow and stuff. Just very useful for hitting some numbers. Of course, Jirachi-GX needed against Dragapult VMAX and Mewtwo and Mew. Giratina to discard any special energy on our opponent's board, which could be just like Aurora Energy, Coding Energy, Stone Energy, just any special energy our opponent might be using to charge up their Pokemon, or even just like Rapid Strike energies. Or even just like Twin Energy on smaller Pokemon. Lots of uses for the Giratina, and especially with the Scoop Up Net engine, there really is no reason to not run it. 2 Crobat V, 1 Dedenne-GX, pretty self-explanatory. There are some resources, mainly your switch effects, that you don't want to discard as much with Dedenne, so we went for 2 Crobat, 1 Dedenne instead of 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat. 2 Escape Rope, just additional switch effects to power up Gale Thrust. So that's the list. It's pretty straightforward. Not a super linear strategy, but really your only attacker is going to be that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So if your opponent can just like OHKO it or something, you definitely will lose to that sometimes, but the deck in itself is incredibly strong. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a few games on the ladder with it just to see how it turns out. Before we get into these games, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, really does help us out. I will be giving away one of these Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAXs once we hit 100 subscribers. So, one person who subscribes to the channel will be getting a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX when we hit 100 subscribers. Then at other milestones like 200, 500, 750, 1,000, and beyond, we will be getting... I'll be giving away some more cards. Alright, so it looks like we don't have a crazy hand here. Our opponent's got those super nice Team Challenge sleeves that just came out. Looks like we're going to be up against like a Raichu Omastar deck, which I'm personally fine with. We got... Okay, so this actually makes our hand significantly better. Okay, maybe it's Tapu Koko Omastar. Yeah, I immediately jumped to Jirachi, but Tapu Koko is fine as well. Because with a Martial Arts Dojo, we will KO that with Gale Thrust in one hit. Okay, so looks like... Yeah. I'm not really sure why you ever run this Tapu Koko. That doesn't make any sense. For free retreat, 1 is always better. There's a turn 1 Pokemon Research Lab, so it's probably safe to assume that our opponent will just be going for a double Omanyte. So we may want to try and bench a minimal amount of Pokemon to force our opponents to kind of play around having to bench their Amistars. Okay, so we draw another Pokemon Communication. I think what we're just going to do here, go for a Rapid Strike Urshifu V. Looks like we prized one of our VMAXs, one of our Vs. We have our Zigzagoon in deck. No Jirachi prized. We have our Zigzagoon. Looks like our Dedenne-GX is prized. We have one martial arts dojo. And looks like no energy prized. Okay, so nothing terrible prized here. Got no research is prized. We have no boss prized either. So this seems fine. Nothing crazy detrimental prized. I would like to have both dojo available. I'm going to attach this just in case our opponent plays like Fan of Waves or anything. And I think we're just going to go ahead and play this Professor's Research to see if we can find a Scoop Up Net to remove the Giratina from our board and get Jirachi into the active spot as soon as possible. Looks like we are going to go ahead and find a Quick Ball. We have a Switch in our hand already. So let's just get the Quick Ball. I guess our Jirachi could be knocked out here, which I'm not a huge fan of. But let's just leave it at that so we don't get like item locked or anything. I guess we'll use that. Alright, so that's going to end our turn. Jirachi stays asleep. Should not be a big deal. So next turn, supposing that we don't get Marnied, which we probably will, because our hand is quite big. So next turn we should be good to get a Gale Thrust off. Our opponent does find the Omastar. So that means if we bench too many Pokemon, then we will not be able to play item cards, which could definitely be very scary, considering that we play 10 Switch-based item cards, and without those, we could be in a very bad position. So our opponent just goes for an attachment. It seems unlikely they'll be able to pull off a Tapu Koko Prism Star combo, especially that they can no longer play Green's Exploration if they do play that, which I assume they do, because otherwise you'd be relying on stuff like Dedenne-GX, which forces you to bench Pokemon anyways. Okay, so they go for a Escape Rope, forcing us to bring up our Rapid Strike Urshifu V. And I guess Escape Rope could be very good in combination with like Omastar decks. Because you can, if your opponent chooses to not bench very many Pokemon, you can force them to bring up something that they don't want in the active. So I guess that is a pretty decent just combo to have available to you. So our opponent plays the Cynthia Caitlyn, still nothing crazy in their discard pile. Playing a Pokemon Communication. Okay, so they actually run Electrode as well, but they just did not get a turn 1 Voltorb down. So they are going to go ahead and put that into play. I don't really like having 3 different Pokemon you have to evolve, but I guess okay. So finding the Scoop Up Net there is very important. Let's go ahead and Pokemon Communication, put our Giratina into the deck. It's going to be a good card to have later on in the game, but we'll just leave it for now. Gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see, can we find a boss's order? So we can, and that's going to allow us to take out their Tapu Koko V with energy on it this turn. Let's boss this up. I think I'm okay benching the Jirachi, so if they do play an Escape Rope, we have a better Pokemon to go into. And we're just going to go ahead and Gale Thrust, set up our next turn. Okay, actually, maybe it was better to Rapid Flow, put some damage on this, or KO their Voltorb, but I feel like at this point, we just want to leave this as an option, because it's unlikely that they play Mew, because, like I said earlier, it just seems like very bad if they don't play Green's Exploration, because it's just such a good card, but I mean, they can't use it anyways. So, yeah, I feel like there really is no reason to play Electrode if you didn't play, like, Greens and stuff. So, seems like they just got a lot of stuff going on in this deck. So they go for their Electrode. However, if they use it here, they are putting themselves in a position where just a KO on Tapu Koko VMAX will allow us to win the game. So we need Switch. So we need 2 Switch effects, and we need a Martial Arts Dojo. Alright, Rapid Strike Urshifu V there is definitely pretty solid. They go for the Marnie, which I'm actually fine with. We had Quick Ball to search for a Crobat or Dedenne. But, okay, this hand is actually very bad. Especially if we get paralyzed here. So that means we're probably going to have to set up another attacker. But maybe they don't have it. Oh, wow, they don't. So that is just going to allow us to go for a GMAX Rapid Flow. We're going to go ahead and bench this just so we don't lose it. And I think we just go for a Rapid Flow, take out this and this by utilizing Zigzagoon. We, of course, can't play our Scoop Up Net this turn. However, we just Rapid Flow. Take out the Almastar, force our opponent to find another one if they would like to put more pressure on us. Now we don't even need the Dojo. We just need a way to switch our Jirachi out of the active and a Fighting Energy. We can also bench Celebi if we need to. They do find the Tapu Koko VMAX now. So they evolve there. They can max shock here. But we have double Urshifu available. They go for a Marnie though. So they really need to find Almastar here. If they don't, they are definitely in trouble. Especially with this hand. Okay, so they bench Voltorb. I'm not sure why you ever do that. Okay, so they go for the max shock. That's probably going to be game. We're just going to need to switch into Jirachi. Stellar Wish. Let's just grab Professor Research because that will find us more cards. We just need any energy card. Not going to bench that in case we miss. Okay, so we actually do miss here. We just got to play our hand out enough to the point where we can... Okay, we don't have the Dedenne-GX UNB back. We already... Let's get this. Pokémon Communication this in. Just get it back. Crobat, we need an energy. Nice. So that's going to be the game. Yeah, Tapu Koko having weakness to Urshifu, probably the main thing that is keeping it from being good here. Alright, so there we go. There's the first game, just pretty solid. Just the deck being consistent, just showing off exactly what it can do. So it looks like this might be Lucario Metal, in which case I'm just going to go ahead and scoop because this matchup is absolutely atrocious. So we got a Jirachi start, which is pretty solid, but if our opponent does have like the Luke Metal, which it looks like their sleeves might be pointing to here. Yes, it looks like it is going to be Luke Metalization. Oh no, maybe it's Corviknight, which is a slightly better matchup. Still not good though. We definitely want to go first here in this matchup at least. Just go ahead and attach Stellar Wish. Gonna find us a Scoop Up Net, which we already have one of, but I guess we may as well grab it to see if we can get a better top deck for next turn. And we're just gonna, I guess we could strafe into this, which that just doesn't seem like a very good use of resources. I don't think strafing here ever really helps with any math. I guess maybe it does in some scenarios, but I just don't think so. They have a Metal Goggles. Attaching again. I think this matchup is still very bad, even if it is Corviknight. They do lose 2 copies of Metal Saucer and a Cheryl, which is very good for us. They bench another Bronzor, and I guess that's something they definitely should be concerned about. Just us rapid flowing into 2 Bronzor. But maybe they have a Mew here. If they have a Mew, then that is going to take away a win condition that we definitely would have had. So they go for Lucario Melmetal, and I guess this is where the strafe could have come into play. There's a Marnie. It is unlikely that they get a full Metal Wall off here because now they need to find one of their 2 remaining Metal Saucer, and then they either need to discard both of their energies or play a switch. So they go for a Quick Ball, so that probably finds Crobat or Mew. Yep, there's the Crobat. So they either don't run Mew, they don't, or, okay, there's Pokécom, so maybe they can get Mew here. They either get Bronzong or Mew. So it is going to be the Bronzong. So I guess probably at this point we can assume that they don't play Mew because they've had plenty of chances to search it out. And they have filled up their bench. So they go for a Metal Transfer. Okay, so it looks like they are actually going to go for full Metal Wall this turn. Unless they're just, yeah, okay, so it looks like that's what they're going to do. I don't think using full Metal Wall this turn is necessarily very good. However, now that we know that this is a threat, we are not attaching another energy to our Urshifu. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish, see if we can find, okay, great. We find a Draw Supporter. Their hand is pretty big, so the Marnie is going to be very nice there. They actually played around Giratina, whether they intended to or not. Let's go ahead and grab Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Looks like we have V prized, we have a Crobat prized, we do have our Dedenne in deck. We of course have our Giratina, our Zigzagoon. Yeah, looks like we have one Fighting Energy prized, but nothing crazy here. I think just go ahead and attack into the Zacian is fine. Switch. Zigzagoon. Let's ping through the Choreo Melmetal, because that's going to take quite a few hits to take out. Alright, so we found an Urshifu Energy and a Supporter. This is about everything we could ask for. And we're just going to Gale Thrust, start getting some damage down. I think probably the main thing that our opponent's going to have trouble with here is just doing enough damage. Even with like Bronzong as an option, they still just might have some trouble doing that. So they do go for the switch into Lucario Melmetal, play Professor's Research. This Zacian V will die to a G-Max Rapid Flow. This Full Metal Wall. Okay, no, it applies if they're on the bench. So they go for Metal Goggles as well here. So now G-Max Rapid Flow will be a lot less effective. Malo and Lana as well. So we're just going to be doing very minimal damage. Only 90 damage at a time. This matchup is very bad. They can kind of just play it like Zacian Luke Metal. Alright, so we top deck to Dedenne-GX. I think that's okay to play here. Because Marnie is probably the better supporter to play regardless. Okay, so we found Martial Arts Dojo, which is pretty nice. I'm just going to go ahead and play Marnie. There really is no reason to play the Quick Balls, because all the cards in our hand were pretty good. We actually find Switch, but no Urshifu VMAX. We also have... Okay, let's just switch into Jirachi then, see if we can find something here. Find a Pokemon Communication now, but no Switch effect. Okay, so this could be kind of rough. Let's go so we're not going to be able to get an attack this turn. So let's go ahead and Pokemon Communication this into the deck. Crobat V. Play it. Still no switch effect, but we will go ahead and evolve here. And pass. So I think this is an okay position to be into. Our opponent still does need to take their 6 prizes. So even if we're doing minimal damage, they still have to like actually knock stuff out. G-Max Rapid Flow is always an option. We can take 3 prizes by bossing up to Dedenne, or like bossing our Great Catcher Dedenne. Attack Bronzor. Our opponent has used their GX attack, so we're only doing 70 damage with G-Max Rapid Flow, I believe. Wait, no. Yeah, 60 damage with Rapid Flow, which really is not very much, unfortunately. However, attacking to either Dedenne or Crobat will not be affected by the Full Metal Wall. So they go for a switch. That means they're probably going to go ahead and attack with Zacian V. Oh no, they're just going in with Intrepid Sword. I'm fine with that. Actually, our GMAX Rapid Flow will come up just short. Or not Rapid Flow. Gale Thrust. So I think what we want to do here is... let's see, this is 100. That takes 60 less damage, meaning we don't do enough. There, actually, wait, no, I think Gale Thrust will KO the Zacian. So this is 100. We do 160. Yeah, okay, so we do actually have enough to KO it. It's because of Martial Arts Dojo. We have no draw supporters in hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of these. Switch. I'm going to go ahead and attach the Rapid Strike Energy to the benched one. Gale Thrust. Going to take Knockout. I'm not really sure why you ever go into the Zacian there. I think you always go into Bronzor. Or just leave Lucario Model in play. I guess you have no goggles on the Luke Medal. And he might even play less than... He might play only 2 goggles, because I know a lot of the Corviknight lists have been doing... I know a lot of them have been doing that. He's got a bunch of energy on board, so you can probably attack with whatever he wants to here. There is a 3rd goggles, actually. So he has only 1 Metal Saucer left. Goes for Professor's Research. Only 5 cards left in deck, so is going to need to take these last few prizes pretty quickly. Also, Marnie, if he plays too many cards down, is a threat, of course. So if he goes like VMAX, Saucer, whatever. Deck out is also a very viable win condition here. So I think just going like Escape Rope, and then Boss's Orders, Rapid Flow, into... And then just try and finish off the Dedenne-GX or like Crobat V. So that seems like a solid one gone. Okay, so let's go and play this Escape Rope. See what our opponent decides to bring up. They bring up the Bronzor, of course. We are going to go ahead and Boss's Orders their Crobat V. Attached to this. Meaning only 1 more attachment will allow us to... 1 more attachment will just allow us to Rapid Flow for the game, which is fantastic. Alright, so we draw Crobat and Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX off the prizes. The Crobat is decent, I guess. Our opponent really has no way to do anything here. So, unless they can get Mew down or remove our energy somehow, which I don't think they... At this point, we'd probably know if they played Crushing Hammer. So they go for a Pokécom, grab the Corviknight VMAX. So I think at this point, if they don't have a Mew, we will just win the game. They actually go into Dedenne. Malo and Lana to heal. That's very smart. Because now they are forcing us to have Boss's Orders as well. So that's a very smart play on their part. Just to heal that. Because now we do need to use Boss's Orders to win the game. Or we have to Rapid Flow twice, which is definitely not very easy. If our opponent can't play Boss this turn. Okay. So probably what we do here, we still have our Great Catcher in deck, I believe. So let's go ahead and switch here. And Marnie. So our opponent will only have 3 cards left in their deck. We find our Great Catcher, so that is going to be the game. Go ahead and play it. And that's going to be Gale Thrust for the game. 320 damage. Wow. Okay. Great. So that's going to be a second dub. And I think that's just where I'm going to wrap up the video. The deck clearly showing that it's very strong. Can even beat unfavorable matchups like Corviknight VMAX. It is very versatile. You have 2 very good attacking options, and it's kind of difficult for opponents to always play around it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like it, subscribe. Really, really does help us out. We will have a giveaway at 100 subs, so hope that's very exciting. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I really suggest that you at least try out the deck. It is quite fun, and it's a very solid deck in the metagame right now. It does pretty well against Pikarom, Eternatus, really most stuff it has a chance against. other than like Lucario, Momental, and Decidueye, and even Decidueye you can tech for. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.